Let there be light. Ah, now we can clearly see Claude Monet's impression sunrise. But what if it wasn't sunrise? Or what if the main light source wasn't the sun? How would a change in light impact this piece? Or what about Anna Ancher's Sunlight in the Blue Room? Or maybe Camille Pissarro's The Boulevard Montmartre at Night? How does light change the overall mood and feelings of these works? I'm Kailee, and this is my analysis on how light influences Impressionism. To start, what is Impressionism? According to Native Vision Galleries, Impressionism can be defined as having three main elements that distinguish it from other types of art. These are its depictions of light, its brushstrokes, and its open composition. The origins of Impressionism can be traced back to Monet, Renoir, and Pissarro. These three realist artists painted landscapes on the banks of the Seine and Oise, where they would paint the water's reaction to the reflex of light. The journal article, The Aesthetic Idea of Impressionism, stated the three created a unique technique of expressing light by opposing colors without using dark tones for shadow. To avoid painting unbalanced canvases where the water clashed with the rest of the landscape, which was painted in traditional painting techniques, the artists resolved to paint everything like the water. The result, the unique impressions of Impressionism. Not everyone agreed with this new technique. Journalist Louis Leroy's critique in his 1874 edition of Exhibition of the Impressionists reads, "Impression. Of course, there must be an impression somewhere in it. What freedom, what flexibility of style. Wallpaper in its early stages is much more finished than that." Surprisingly, the popularization of these critiques gave this movement a name, Impressionism. Leading to the next question of how Impressionism has changed art. Danish-French impressionist Camille Pissarro advises to work at the same time on sky, water, branches, ground, keeping everything going on an equal basis. Don't be afraid of putting on color. Paint generously and unhesitatingly, for it is best not to lose the first impression. By painting everything through the reactions to light, every aspect of a painting is treated equally and developed all at the same time, meaning these artworks do not necessarily have a clear focus or highlight, instead focusing on the composition of the whole. Impressionists rejected traditional art techniques and beliefs, offering a new way to observe and capture the world. Instead of painting in a studio by memory, many Impressionists painted in the moment to better capture that first impression. They painted a raw reflection of the world and captured the light as it's shown in that instance. As noted in Impressionism, light plays an important role in its development. The word chiaroscuro means the art of producing the appearance of reality and of solidity by drawing, which represents the different lights and darks seen in nature. This concept is rejected by Impressionists, but they still rely on light to produce their pieces. So, what are the types of light sources? According to Color and Light by James Gurney, there are 8 types of light sources: direct light, overcast light, window light, candle and firelight, indoor electric light, street lights in night conditions, luminescence, and hidden light sources. Monet's Impression Sunrise displays overcast light. The layers of clouds diffuse the sunlight, eliminating extreme contrasts of light and shadow. Overcast light gives surroundings a softer and flatter look. In the artwork, the sun is a direct light shining on the port. Although sunlight is a harsh light source that makes everything appear sharp, the clouds help to produce the hazy morning appearance of this piece. The orange light of the sun mixes with the clouds in the sky with the fog over the water, combining together to create a scene lacking clarity. On the other hand, one may note the window light in Ancher's Sunlight in the Blue Room. Official name, Sunshine in the Blue Room, Helga Ancher knitting in grandmother's parlor. Window light appears sharper as light is compressed to shine only through windows, making the painting appear crisper. This artwork lacks any other light source as well, putting all the focus on the window light. It adds depth to the piece through the additional diagonals and shading. The window light draws attention to the figure Helga as it illuminates her golden hair and makes the painting more interesting as the plain blue wall is now decorated with shadows of the decor from the windowsill. Additionally, Pissarro's The Boulevard Montmartre at Night mainly showcases streetlights in night conditions. The overall piece has a fuzzy appearance from different soft lights. Shining from the reflections of the damp ground are lantern lights and indoor lights from nearby shops. These weak light sources give the blurry look Pissarro captures. The fall-off, which is the weakening of light as the distance from the source increases, is apparent in this painting as the lights are painted as blurry blobs and the night sky darkens with distance from the lights. The indoor lights and the street lights are mainly yellow, but there are orange lights shining out from the store windows, adding details and displaying the increased intensity of the lights from that store. Although it is night, there are no starlights sprinkling the sky, which could be due to the recent rain or light pollution from the city. The people of this piece are mere shadows despite all the glow from surrounding lights, indicating they are not the focus of the piece. On the other hand, the center and nearest streetlight has a white glow, mimicking the moon in the starless sky and drawing the gaze of the audience. Overall, light influences what we see and what we don't. It spotlights aspects, draws the gaze of viewers, and adds interesting details. So how does light influence the appearances of these pieces? Light defines a moment in time. The source and intensity of light tells the painter what colors and hues to use. An example would be the orange sunrise in Impression Sunrise and how the light dances with the other colors on the canvas. Light also indicates where the shadows lie through the angles, like the angle of the sun shining through the window in Sunlight in the Blue Room. As sunlight changes as the day carries on, it creates a unique scene for the artist to capture. Light also plays a role in creating the overall mood of a piece. Quick definition. Moods are the emotional ideas felt after looking at an artwork. In contrast, themes are broader, including moods in all of the messages an artist tries to convey. Artists produce moods through visual cues like color, theme, style, concept, and approach. Back to the analysis. The moods of the three pieces differ from each other, even though Impressionism usually gives off the same feelings of calm. Impression Sunrise follows this motive as it transpires feelings of tranquility and serenity. Monet does this through the use of green and blue hues to complement the blazing orange sun. Had it been midday instead, the piercing orange would most likely be substituted for yellow and would be shining from the top of the canvas. Sunlight in the Blue Room feels contemplative and happy. The blue walls inspire relaxation and focus, while the yellow found in Helga's hair, the curtains, chairs, flowers, and the floor tie together to evoke joy and hope. The bright light of the sun adds into this as it indicates a clear day, stirring feelings of promise and innocence. Suppose there was an additional light source, like a lamp. The soft glow of the lamp would distract from the sharp, clear window light. The attention of the audience would be elsewhere, and the piece would appear messier as the sharp contradicts it with the soft. The Boulevard Montmartre at night gives off a cozy and cheerful atmosphere. The gold from the lights and reflections incite the cheeriness, while the wet surroundings and long connected buildings create a sense of community. The night feels calm as everything is at a standstill and the people are painted as black shadows. If Pissarro had painted instead the piece during the day or sunset, the mood would shift to joyful and loud. The sunlight would overpower the artificial light, so the piece would lose the soft glow and cozy vibe. Ultimately, light plays an influential role in the foundation of Impressionism. I hope you enjoyed my analysis.